Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can't see him either.
You
Oh,
can't?
what happened? Oh, jeez.
I see him.
Let me see. No, let me see.
I don't see him.
I
Let me
watched David.
see. Let me see. Let me see. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, jeez. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
There you are.
Oh,
There it is.
hey.
Hello.
Hi,
There he
David.
is, in his overalls.
Yeah. Busy day.
So is everybody here nearsighted or farsighted, however that works?
Both.
Oh, yes, look at
Because
that.
we're all wearing glasses. I cannot read documents anymore with these things without them.
Guess what? Just wait, it gets worse.
I don't know.
Yep, I'm in that where I got to take them on and off and have different things. Yep.
I have
I have to
bifocals.
take mine off now. When I read
And
very
I also
small
have a
print, I have to
magnifying
take it
glass.
off.
But where do you see the instructions that come with some stuff? It's like
Oh,
the print is
medications?
microscopic.
yeah,
Or on
yeah,
the, or
I have
on
my
the computers.
bifocals and my magnifying glass, and I still can't read
I
it.
know, you need a magnifying glass.
Yeah, you do, a real strong one too.
A trick somebody taught me is you can take a picture with
Yes.
your phone
Take a picture.
and then blow it up
Blow
with
it
your
up.
finger.
That's
The biggest
awesome.
thing is electronics.
that's
Reading
genius.
the codes
Can't
on the
do
back.
that with this.
Melanie, you have the same phone I do.
Come on, I can't do it with this.
But I can do it with mine if I can ever find it.
All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
Ready to rock and
Okay.
roll?
I
Rock and
think we
roll.
need to
You are
start.
running.
We're not running, no.
No, but you're on. You're live.
Okay, so welcome everyone. This is the East Long Meadow Board of Library Trustees meeting. It's Wednesday, January 27th. And I'm calling the meeting to order. I'm Michael Gray. We'll have a little bit of roll call. I'll just call people's names. And they can say whether they're present or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have, let's see, we have Melanie Manheim
Present.
and we have Cindy McNutt
Here.
and we have David Boucher
Here.
and Christina Cooper
Here.
and Kendra Levesque is absent. She's still out on leave. And Layla Johnston.
Here.
Okay, good. So we have everybody here. The first thing is, are there any public comments? Do we have anybody from the public that wants to talk that we don't know about? No. Okay, good.
Nope,
So
over here.
we'll move on to the minutes from December 16th. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from
Yes.
December 16th?
Yep.
Does anybody have comments about the minutes? Okay, good. So I would like to hear motion to approve the minutes from December 16th.
I
I'll
Do I
move
have a
that
motion?
we,
Go ahead, Christine.
all right, I move that we approve the minutes from our December 16th meeting.
So then I
Okay.
can second that.
Excellent, well done. All right, so now we move on to Layla Johnston and the director's report.
Thanks, Michael. Building maintenance. A wireless internet access point was replaced in the library community room. We continue to push the signal to an extended portion of the parking lot to facilitate internet access outside the building. East Long Meadow Public Library is included in the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners Public Wireless Internet Map. The map will be shared with legislators and is included in the MBLC Fiscal 22 legislative agenda. The Friends of the East Long Meadow Public Library have agreed to fund the replacement of the remainder of the library carpets. Thank you to the Friends for agreeing to support the library in this endeavor. Public services. Curbside pickup of library materials continues to allow East Long Meadow residents access to circulating items during the building closure due to the pandemic. In December, the library loaned over 7,000 items through curbside pickup. Effective January 11th, library patrons can now schedule their own curbside pickup appointment slot through the library catalog rather than calling the library. The newly streamlined process is as follows. Patrons place a hold on an item through the catalog. Once they receive notification their hold is ready for pickup, they can log back into their library account and schedule a time that is convenient for them. Notifications will be sent via text or email. Patrons that are not comfortable using the online catalog are still encouraged to call the library for assistance with placing holds and scheduling pickup times. The library continues to experience the impacts of the post-holiday coronavirus surge in our community. Multiple staff members were out over the past 8 weeks due to potential COVID-19 exposure and quarantines. Concerns about virus transmission remains high for all library staff, especially during this time of increased community spread. We are running a different program called Food for Thought. During the months of January and February, the library will collect donations of non-perishable foods and toiletries for the East Long Meadow Food Pantry. The food pantry is hosted by the Council on Aging. Please drop off any donations in the box labeled Food for Thought near the west-facing Walgreens entrance. Thank you to all that have donated. Virtual programs. We are offering the Great Decisions program again this spring, albeit remotely. We're very excited to do this. The East Long Meadow Library is pleased to once again host Foreign Policy Association's Great Decisions discussion group. This year we will host the discussion virtually via Zoom. February meeting dates are Tuesday, February 2 and Tuesday, February 16th at 6:30 p.m. The topics will be global supply chains and national security, that's on February 2nd, and Persian Gulf security issues on February 16th. Please register for this program and a Zoom link will be emailed to you before each session. We're also currently wrapping up our winter reading challenge. We are offering a winter reading challenge through Beanstack, which is what the software was that we used for our virtual summer reading program. The theme is sponsored by Simon & Schuster, and it's called Books Like Us. Books Like Us highlights the diversity of the library reading community. This winter, participating communities are invited to explore books from best-selling and acclaimed authors, including Cosby Cabrera, Sharon Draper, Stuart Gibbs, Stephen Graham Jones, Henna Khan, Debbie Ojai, Christina Hammonds Reed, and Rebecca Roanhorse. Each author will participate in a virtual event at a library or school that achieves the highest level of participation from their community. The challenge runs from January 1st through January 31st. Thank you to the Friends of the East Long Meadow Public Library for sponsoring prizes for the Winter Reading Challenge. Town information. The Planning Department invites all trustees to participate in a virtual visioning session as part of the creation of the Town of East Long Meadow Resilient Master Plan. The overarching goal of the visioning session is to engage as many people from the East Long Meadow community as possible so the Planning Department may come away from the session with substantial data and a clear understanding of the community's vision for the future of East Long Meadow. The virtual visioning session will be held on Saturday, February 13th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. If anyone is interested in that, I can email the flyer to everybody that also has more information and how you can sign up for the Zoom link. And that concludes my report for this evening. Christina, you participated in a similar exercise as part of the library's strategic plan.
I did. It was awesome. And I would like to find information about this one as well. So
Great,
if you
I
could
will send
email
it out.
that'd be terrific. Thank you.
And I would also,
Excellent, I'll send it to everybody.
okay, I would like to comment a little bit about Great Decisions. I've done that in the past, and it's a wonderful session where you, there are books that you can check out, which have a pre-written description of the topic. And then you watch, at least this is how it used to be. I'm saying this for anybody watching. Then you watch a short video, like maybe 10 minutes or so on the topic. And then you discuss things with all the people that are in the group. And it could be a few people, or it could be, I mean, I think we had up to 10 or so at one point. And, you know, we used to sit around a room and just, you know, we had all different political views. And it was very interesting to sort of hear intelligent people talk about their point of view on these different topics. And, you know, it
Without
was
fighting?
great. No
There were
fighting.
no fighting over the political views?
No, without, well, you know,
You got a little heated.
just not really fighting because, you know, if you're there, you're probably smart enough to realize that some people believe one way and some people believe the other, and never the twain shall meet, but
That's true.
oh well. But no, it was great. I mean, it was actually nice to hear the other side, you know, and you could ask polite questions about why they feel that way. So that was really good. You can't do that watching the news. My only question on this, and I don't know if Layla, you know or not, is any of this stuff on demand? Like, is it possible to watch any of it later, or is it just participate or not?
So Mara is running Great Decisions. She's the adult services librarian. And what we did is we ordered the DVD. There is also a Vimeo account, but there is a fee associated with the video, with the Vimeo. I think it's $3 each viewing or something, but we have the DVD. So we're going to be able to show the session during the meeting, and then people can pick up the booklet like you were describing through Curbside Pickup. But I'm not sure about an on-demand part.
Right. So just anyone interested in, you know, the world and, you know, all that kind of stuff, history, it's a great session to be part of and make some friends too. All right. So our next item. on
Oh,
our
could I ask
agenda-
one question
Sure.
to Layla about the director's report? The Winter Reading Challenge, I recognize some of those authors. Were all of those for young readers or youth readers, or
No,
was it
It's for all ages.
for all ages?
For example, Stephen Graham Jones, he's a native author. He writes
Mhm.
adult mysteries. Same with Rebecca Roanhorse. She writes adult fantasy. And then
she
some of the
writes
others were
children's too. Yeah.
were children's authors. So it's for readers of all ages. That's a good question. Thank you.
Great.
And
did,
Layla, can I ask you, go ahead.
Sure. I was just going to ask if you have any idea how turnout has been, or will you kind of not know until it's all said and done?
We won't know until it's all said and done. I do know that we have hit 10,000 hours read, something like
Wow.
that. So, but once it's all done, then we'll have our final, we'll see how we did compared to everybody else. Maybe we get an author visit. That would be pretty cool.
That would be
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
I was
we're-
going to ask, if you had any idea how many hours had been read.
Yeah. Right now we're around 10,000. So I imagine we're going to do fairly well.
Oh, that sounds terrific.
Mhm.
Way to go, guys.
So we have a famous author on our board.
Yes, we do.
Well, just a little bit famous.
I'd say very famous.
Only in
If
East
you live in East
Longmeadow.
Meadow.
Only when I'm walking around East Longmeadow, people are like, "Are you the lady who wrote that book?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
All right, so our next item is committee reports. Do we have any committee reports? Anybody? I don't think we have any.
Cindy and I are still working on
Yeah.
our committee work about the giving wall and gift policy.
Policy.
So we expect next meeting to have some.
Right.
In February, hopefully, right,
Right.
Christina?
And I mean, if you need input, if you want, you know, let me know.
Oh, okay,
And
Michael.
We're all here for I'm here for all of you. And so hopefully if you need any help, let me know.
Geez, that's great, Michael. Thank you.
Okay. So then we get to old business, which is,
Excuse me,
the-
Michael,
yes.
can we vote on the director's report so I
Report.
can write this in here?
oh, I forgot. Okay, yes, I would like to have a motion to accept the director's report, January 20th, 27th, I mean.
I can make a motion to accept the director's report.
Okay,
And
do I
I'd
hear a
like to
second?
Second that motion, please.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, we'll try again. Old business, we have the cell phone policy and the safe child policy, and we have copies of them. What do you think? Should we read them to the public? They're not that long. What do you think? I think maybe we should, and if anybody has
Yeah.
any comments from outside, we're welcome to hear your comments or anything that you think we should put in there.
Or leave out.
Okay, should we start with the cell phone use policy?
Okay, so the cell phone use policy, cell phone calls are not permitted anywhere inside the library. People visit the library expecting to find a quiet place to read or study. We recognize that ringing cell phones or similar devices and personal phone conversations can be both distracting and disturbing to others. We ask that cell phone users respect the rights of others by observing the following. Library patrons should make all calls from the vestibules or use cell phones outside the library. Library patrons should use either the silent signal function or vibrate function as the alert for incoming calls. Patrons who do not have the silent signal function or the vibrate function should turn the audible signal to the lowest volume. When receiving an incoming call, library patrons should either move to a vestibule or take the call outside the building. Library patrons who fail to comply with the above will be asked to leave the building. Library staff has the authority to determine what constitutes disruptive behavior. The cell phone use policy is subject to review and amendment by the Board of Library Trustees.
Okay, does anybody have any comments about that? I hope you've all read it,
Yes.
because we got copies. I had a question, and that just is, most of the patrons that come in are not aware of this policy. Do we have signs up or anything?
They are aware.
They are.
What, the
Yes,
patrons are aware?
they're very aware. Mhm.
And how do they become aware?
Cindy, you can help me out with this too,
Yeah.
if you want to. I mean, it's basically.
We did have signs up saying pretty much, that turn your cell phone off in the building. And you've probably changed the signs now. I don't know, but I haven't been in since the pandemic.
It's also posted on the website and in the policy manual, so.
Yep.
People are definitely aware. It's also just kind of common knowledge now.
And
Okay.
if somebody is on the phone or disruptive like that, usually a staff person will just go and say, our cell phone policy says you should take the call outside or keep,
Okay.
just keep it short or,
Right, I'm just
not
saying.
disturb others if you can help
Right.
it. The same
Good.
as we do with disruptive children or,
Well, we're coming up to that.
I know.
Well, as long as they're safe. All right, so now the next one is the safe child policy.
We need a vote.
Yeah, to
Oh,
accept
vote on
the
this
cell
one?
phone.
Okay, cool. So.
Make a motion that we accept the cell phone policy, use policy for 12/20/20.
Okay. I don't know
I'll
that I'm
second
allowed.
that.
Okay. Good. And now we'll do the safe child policy. So we have,
All
What
right, so our
draft is
safe
that?
child policy draft for December 2020. And just to let everyone know that this was put together, Layla talked to the staff and had them look at the policy that we had in place and just see if there was some things they wanted to clarify or add in. And this is the new draft that really, I want to thank the staff for getting their input because they know best really what the library needs.
Yeah.
So now I'll read this for anyone listening. Introduction. The East Longmeadow Public Library staff hopes that children using the library will find it an inviting place to develop a love of books and reading, as well as a place to find materials which serve their informational, educational, and recreational needs. Children are encouraged to visit the library and to take advantage of its resources. Children of all ages are welcome in the library. The following policy statement and accompanying procedures are designed to address the library's concern for the welfare of children and are not intended to restrict, discourage, or frustrate appropriate use of the library. In order to create a safe environment and maintain an atmosphere where study and play can be encouraged, the following policy has been created. Policy statement. For the purposes of this policy, an unattended child refers to a child in the library alone or a child whose parent, legal guardian, or caregiver is in the library but is not directly supervising that child. The latter situation may occur when the adult and child are in separate areas of the building, or when the adult is using library materials or equipment and is not supervising the child. It is the responsibility of parents, legal guardians, and other caregivers to ensure appropriate behavior, supervision, and safety of children in their care. The library staff is not responsible for the supervision of children left unattended by their parents, legal guardians, or caregivers. Children 7 years old and under must be accompanied and directly supervised by a parent, legal guardian, or caregiver. Children 8 to 10 years old may use the library unattended as long as a parent, legal guardian, or caregiver is in the library. Children 11 and older may use the library unattended, but subject to the library's behavior policy. All children, while in the library, are subject to the rules and regulations in effect regarding proper library behavior and conduct. Children determined by the staff to be disrupting normal library activities will be given one warning, and if the behavior persists, will be asked to leave the library. Parents, legal guardians, or caregivers are solely responsible for ensuring that children have transportation home when the library closes. Under no circumstances will library staff drive or transport a minor home from the library. If an unattended minor is left in the library when the library closes, staff will attempt to contact the parent, legal guardian, or caregiver. If the parent, legal guardian, or caregiver cannot be located, the library staff will refer the unattended minor to the appropriate authorities. The Safe Child policy is subject to review and amendment by the Board of Library Trustees. That's it.
I think that pretty much covers most bases, and certainly that has happened when a child, we're closing the library and a child was still there and waiting to be picked up. So I'm glad you inserted that. I don't know if that was in the other policy or not, but
It was, but it's good to keep it there because it
needs
probably
to be
going to
there.
happen again.
Oh, I'm sure. Unfortunately, I don't see any reason not to accept that. But does anybody else?
I just have a question. It may be unrelated, but since it's the Safe Child policy, I mean, what my question may not relate to this safe, the word safe, but do we have any policies on or any thoughts on if a kid gets hurt, like falls and cuts himself on the edge of a table or chair or something? I mean, do we have any? What happens if a kid gets hurt in the library? Does the staff have like some sort of training to take care of the
actually, that has happened, and I don't know if this has changed, but we were told you can give them a Band-Aid, but you can't put it on because you're not a medical person.
Correct.
So what you would do is call a medical person in, or the parent, or whatever. It's kind of a tough call there because you see a child that may be bleeding or hurt and you want to help them. But
my question just
it's a liability issue, I think, Mike.
Yeah, but does this, do we have a policy on that?
Well, that would be a procedure.
Okay.
That would be a behavioral, that would be a staff procedure, and the staff are all fully aware and trained. Yeah.
Okay, great.
But it's not really
So
policy.
it is covered somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But that was a good question.
That was a good question.
Thanks. I have one once in a while. Okay, so do I have a motion to accept the new Safe Child policy?
I'll make a motion to accept the Safe Child policy of 12/20/20.
Do I hear a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay.
All right. Well done. Thank you, trustees. Okay, so we're off to new business. Do we have any new business? Nope. Okay. Friends of the Library report, Melanie Manheim.
Okay, let me just mark this off on my agenda. Okay, so Friends of the Library report. The Friends held their monthly meeting on Monday, January 4th, 2021 at 7 p.m. via Zoom. Erica Petrosky, who's the representative for the library who attends the Friends meetings. She informed the Friends that the library was included in the LCAT video, of course, featuring all the town offices. The telescope and the hotspot devices for mobile internet are very popular and in high demand. I did share with the Friends that Amy Petrosky, who's the town's director of public health, spoke at our last trustees meeting about COVID updates and local policy. And I did recommend that the Friends have Amy Petrosky speak to their group as well. I found that very beneficial to let them know that. Also noted that the curbside pickup includes the telescope, DVDs, museum passes, etc. The trustees are, I let them know that the trustees are receptive to listening about the MOU drafted document. And I did let them know that I was willing to help them and their volunteers on their Friends board to see what the draft looked like and help them with some of the wording. And it's something that we can take a look at. The review and edit of the Friends bylaws has been completed. One final reading will take place and a vote to accept will be taken at the February meeting for the Friends. The Friends did vote unanimously to reimburse the registration fee to any library staff wishing to attend a virtual program entitled Creative Conversations with New York Times bestselling children's book authors Grace Lynn and Shannon Hale on Tuesday, January 12th. And Michelle did contact the Friends after she and Kay and Darcy attended, and they said that they found it to be very informative and interesting. So that's great news. The Friends newsletter was emailed to all Friends members last Thursday, January 7th. The Friends thanks everybody who submitted an article and a deep appreciation to Laura Palmer, the editor, Friends editor, for putting it all together. So thank you, Laura. Since COVID-19 lingers and after obtaining all the facts, the Friends have voted in favor of paying for the installation of the new rugs in the conference room and the remainder of the second floor, and it will complete the entire rug project. So thank you to the Friends for that. The first steps to create a joint document with the trustees regarding the MOU has been discussed by the Friends MOU subcommittee, and the members are going to be in touch with me, the liaison to the Friends. The Friends welcomed local artist and former elementary school teacher Therese Moriarty as their newest director on the Friends board. And there still exists one more seat to be filled. To date, there are 263 members of the Friends, and the Friends' next meeting is Monday, February 1st at 7 p.m. And that's the end of the report.
Okay. Do we need to accept that report? No. Okay. Well, that
But
was
we
great.
thank you for it,
For anyone. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank
especially
you for,
those rugs, gosh.
yeah, I think it's tremendous that, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'd like to compliment Melanie on the work she does. She
Oh.
does just so much more than the rest of us. I just think she's she's
I
filling
didn't
in
install
for,
the rugs, Michael.
she's,
No, but I
But
second
you
might
Michael's
have.
sentiment because
you
it's
didn't
so
install the
true.
rugs? Oh, well, then forget it. No, you know, she's filling in for Kendra. She's our Friends person. It's a liaison.
And she's home
Thank you.
and she's in school.
I know. So thank you, Melanie, for all you do. You're amazing.
You're gonna have to get a bigger
you.
house for all those hats.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No.
And to anybody listening, you know, our Friends organization is full of enthusiastic, great people. If you're interested and you're not a friend, please consider becoming a friend because it's a great thing and you'll meet some great people. Okay. All right. Do we have any other business that we need to talk about tonight? Anything?
Yeah.
Layla?
Yeah.
Oh, David, yes.
Yeah, I got something from my youngest daughter that came up about when are you going to open the library? She said, we're at school now and school's open. And she's like, we have nowhere to go after school. And so I'm just bringing it up because I was asked that.
Layla?
You're a good dad, David.
Well, again, last month, Amy did talk about coronavirus rates of infection.
Right.
And the library is a lot different from school. At school, we can enforce things like social distancing and mask wearing and certain behaviors that are necessary for the safety of everybody in the pandemic. It's very different at the
Right.
library, where we have a mix of all kinds of people from all walks of life coming in the doors. And even if the library was to open, let's say we've just, opened up tomorrow, hypothetically speaking, we wouldn't be able
Right.
to let anyone lounge and linger. We would have to remove all the seating. We would have to remove all the toys from the children's area. It would still be more of a curbside pickup type environment, where we
Right.
just would have people come in, grab their books and materials and leave. We wouldn't be able to let anyone hang out after school, because right now we're still at that limit of gatherings, and we're still in the midst of the highest rates of infections that Hampden County has seen in the pandemic so far. So give us a few
Right.
more months. Let's get everybody vaccinated. I think the most important part right now is getting the vaccine into everybody's arms. But I'm just speaking as somebody who listens to what the health department has had to say about that,
Right.
and following that public health and safety advice. So it'll be coming. It will be coming. It's very exciting that we have the vaccines.
Right.
But again, even if we did, let's say open the doors tomorrow, we wouldn't be able to let your daughter hang out, unfortunately. I know and it's very, very different from what the library is and what we
Yeah.
do. So it's hold steady. We are going to open back up. And the sooner we can get everybody vaccinated, the sooner that will come to pass.
Right. No.
Could
Okay.
I just say that you've done a really creative and useful job in the way you've put the new books out so people can just go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just thought that was ingenious and so helpful, I think, to people, because you're still seeing the books there.
Yeah.
You're on the outside and they're on the inside, but they're right there. And I just thought that was a great way to kind of bring the inside of the library to the outside and not intermingle people.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that.
So, and I'm sure that's a lot of work for the staff to do. And
yeah, the interesting part about curbside pickup, it's much more labor intensive.
Right.
We've got a couple comments about, oh, what are you doing in there? The building's closed. We're working harder than ever because we're putting everybody's requests together, bagging them all up, scheduling appointments, putting them outside so that they can retrieve them safely and not catch COVID. And
all the online programs, the story times are still going on. They're just virtual.
Yeah.
And
we talked about great decisions.
That's harder to do than in person, I think.
It is. I think everybody would agree with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I'm retired now.
And some of those things are probably going to be here to stay. There's been a lot of discussion on the director's listservs that there's probably going to be some element of curbside pickup going forward because people have found it so convenient. And we're probably going to offer some sort of virtual programming as a complement to our in-person programming because it does actually broaden our reach. People who can't, Cindy, can I pick on you for just a minute? Sure. I know you're recovering with your knee, if you wanted to participate in great decisions, that would be a great way for you to be able to do that without taking the risk of slipping on the ice or these other, other areas that we're able to actually welcome other people who might have other limited means of mobility. So it's been a challenging,
or especially for the elderly who have a hard time getting out, especially in the winter.
Yeah,
they might be able to get out in the
time,
spring.
but in some way it has actually opened up possibilities for us to reach even more people during this time.
Yeah, but I'm just imagine there was quite a learning curve to go from, and for example, an in-person story time to developing an online.
Yeah.
You're almost becoming an actress now.
Yeah, we had to develop completely new service models with the retail style curbside pickup. We had to complete that from scratch.
Yeah, and
we did the same
I've
with
heard the same
virtual
thing.
programs.
Well, what do you have to keep all that staff for? And
Oh, gosh. we are
and then I
working
have to
hard on that.
explain, that you're actually doing more and that
Yeah.
they're doing it in a whole different way, but it's not a question of they're not doing it. They're just doing it in a different way.
Yeah,
Same as the libraries were totally books at one point, and then they became multimedia, so it was just different ways, different vehicles for getting information to people. But it was still the same concept of a library giving information out to people. So I just think it seemed to me and to be such a smooth transition, and I know how hard it was.
Yes.
So you should thank the whole staff for making it seem seamless when it's not that seamless.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, and I'd love to say for anyone listening, and I'm hoping all of you already know about this, the book bundle service that the library is doing now is brilliant. And I know that there are busy librarians in there who are now browsing and very thoughtfully coming together. So you can request a bunch of books that fit your interests. It could be anything. And you say to them, I really like to learn about World War II history, and I really like to know about women's role in war efforts. And they'll say, well, nonfiction or fiction, and get you this bundle and then have it checked out to you. Or you can say, my kids, I don't know what to get them to read. They're 4 and 5. Like, what do I do? And then the librarians say, we know just what you need. And they bring you the curated bundle. And it's brilliant and wonderful and such a service, because you used to be able to browse the shelves, and now the librarians who know the collection are browsing for you. So that's awesome. And I know that's hard work too. So thank the library staff again for doing this great stuff.
And that's something probably that can still stay,
Sure.
it can still happen.
That's a good example. Yeah.
And if somebody gets the bundle and said, oh, I love this one, but I didn't like this one so much, then the staff gets an idea, okay, of what that person is all about and what they're really, really looking for, and so they'll probably get more hits than misses, but they want to know about the misses so you can get even more hits. And that's a great way to know the community and know the people you're working with as well. So that's just a win-win, I think. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Christina, because I thought that was brilliant too.
I know we used the bundle of books for one of the kids, and it worked out so well. So that was great. And we still continue using the curbside pickup almost once every 2 weeks. So that works out. It's very convenient for us, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay, that's great. We have a great library. I want to thank the trustees again for all your work on the policies, and we have still some more good work to come.
Yeah, we're working.
That's fine. We do what we can.
Yeah.
The date of our next virtual meeting is going to be Wednesday, February 17th, right around 6 p.m. when everyone's assembled. I hope Kendra will be there. I guess I need a motion to adjourn our meeting tonight. Thank you all for coming. Thanks to everybody out there who's watching now or later. Do I hear a motion to adjourn
that
the
we
meeting?
adjourn our meeting for tonight.
I'll
Okay.
second the motion.
Excellent. So our meeting is now adjourned, and I hope
Okay.
you all have a safe January, February. Don't anybody fall down on slippery ice.
No, don't say fall down.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Well, it's
All
good
right.
night.
Good night.